beautiful Gemini friends, and welcome to your horoscope for May of 2022, where Gemini this month, you can see we're in a much different setting. So try and enjoy being on a little vacation with me. But also Gemini, this month, keep in mind that your ruling planet is going to go retrograde in your sign, back up into the energy of Taurus, and we will see it in retrograde until we get into June, and officially leaving that post-retrograde shadow time June 18th. So get prepared, Gemini, because when the ruling planet goes retrograde, we do get a little bit of a slowdown energy. Now, Gemini, I also want to bring to your attention that if your Mercury happens to be retrograde in your chart, keep in mind that the retrograde period could actually be bringing you out more instead of sending you in more. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you're doing your travel. Now, this month we've also got a lunar eclipse happening in the energy of Scorpio, Jupiter moving into the energy of Aries, and Venus coming home into the energy of Taurus, Mars into Aries. So some of the planets are actually getting quite comfortable, and that means we can move with a bit of ease. So let's jump in and see what this month's got in store for you, my Gemini friends. Right at the beginning of the month on the 2nd, we're going to have Venus moving into the energy of Aries. Now, this will light up your 11th house space. So Venus being a magnetic energy, Gemini, she really is looking to do more attracting. It's an attracting, magnetic, bring it in kind of energy. Now, the tendency with Venus and Aries is to go impatiently and assertively towards what we want. I'm going to get this money. I'm going to have this relationship. We're going to have this experience. You are my friend. All of those things become very, very available. But instead, with Venus in the energy of Aries, allow in the friendships, organization zones, maybe things in social media for you to soften, find a bit of balance, heal things from the past instead of sticking and staying and dwelling on the past. These are great uses for Venus. Let it soften the energy in and draw a solution to you. This is a much better position to be using Venus in, but do not doubt at all that your 11th house zone will be busy. So this could also mean that you are getting more views on the internet. Your projects at work or something about you is just showing up in a very magnetic way, in a way that is very public, social, and maybe we even see that in organizations that you are attached to. If you did have something going on in a friendship or something like that, where it was just kind of off, Venus can also bring a little bit of a healing salve to the table. Now, when we get to the 3rd, we're going to see transiting Jupiter in a sextile to Pluto, okay? As these two come into sextile with each other, they create not only the pocket of opportunity, but then an intelligent use of action to take advantage of the opportunity that's been presented. So this is a wonderful energy to be working with when we're talking about looking at things in your career zone. What are your genuine ambitions? What are you motivated by, Gemini? And this gives you not only the courage to have transformed, right? Pluto's been working through Capricorn for a while, so this is not new information. Plus, Pluto is retrograde at this time. So you are standing on the heels of transformation that has already come to your table, and you're likely a little bit more surrendered and willing to use that Jupiter energy to expand out. Now, professionally, really, what is it that you are wanting to achieve? But you've also changed enough to come into alignment to allow the expansion of that achievement. There could be an opportunity that comes to you, but whatever it is, Jupiter and Pluto in this sextile, I think, amplifies your sense of this is my purpose, or I need to find what I perceive to be my purpose, okay? On the 4th and the 5th, we're going to see the Sun and Uranus traveling together in the energy of Taurus. Now, this is back, right, just one house behind you, so in that 12th house space. One of the things I want to tell you is, first of all, expect the unexpected. But it is in the 12th house space. So Gemini, one form that I really want you to be mindful of is this can be a day where, do you have previous related illnesses? Or have you been maybe in a big crowd of people or something like that, and you caught a bug and you didn't know that you caught it? Things that are there but we don't know until they manifest themselves can become exacerbated under this energy, and that is nothing to be fearful of. It is to understand that maybe it's time to have some emergency or do your garlic and your honey, whatever you need to do to take care of your body, just as much as it is to be paying attention to, where are you at in your spiritual practices? Are you shucking on that morning and evening meditation and thinking spiritually it's going to just work out for you? Spiritual fitness means I have to be working my spirituality. So if there's a breakthrough or something or a breakdown that is revealed under this energy, just take it for what it means, which is, I've expected the unexpected. I see where I need to adjust. Now, in another way, what can very much so be in the 12th house is you get downloads or information or creative genius that comes out of nowhere that you're like, whoa, that just hit me. I was just over buying bananas and this lady said pineapples, and now I've got a whole series I'm ready to write. Whatever that looks like for you, allow the unexpected energy, but also remember, please, that Uranus is Uranus. So Uranus vibrating in that 12th house is very electric. I want you protecting your neurological systems. Get into the dark, stay hydrated, and allow your system to calm as much as is possible, okay? On the 10th, we're going to see Mercury in Gemini, so in your sign already, now ready to move into this retrograde, okay? Now, we've seen Mercury in shadow time, so your ruling planet has not been moving as quickly. In pre-retro, it's starting to slow down before it's going to officially swap and make that turn. And we've seen that since April 26th, so Mercury's kind of been in a slower speed moving up to this time. And now as we get here on the 10th, we're going to see Mercury ready to take that retrograde at 4 degrees of Gemini. So Mercury retrograde is what it is. Not the best time to sign new contracts. It's a much better time to review, re-edit, reconnect, revise, re-envision, restore, reinvigorate, all the re's. It's a really good opportunity to do that. And because it's in your first house, or it's starting in your first house, one of the things you can do is go back. Am I communicating and eating and absorbing and networking with people, places, and things that are actually feeding my curiosity and helping me to move forward? It's a great time to, do you have a plan going on and you felt like some portion of it got stuck, or you want to sign a contract but you couldn't at that time? Now it's a great time to go back over the details of that and allow Mercury in retrograde to help reveal what needs to be revised there. Now, Mercury retrograde is going to go all the way until June 3rd, where we'll see it come out of retrograde at 26 degrees of Taurus. So as we get a little further in the month, we'll see Mercury slide back for that retrograde portion in Taurus, okay? Now, also on the same day, we see Jupiter stepping into the energy of Aries. So what an energetically busy day it will be. So mark it on your calendars, the 10th and the 11th. You might be like, zing, 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 need water, need a break. But just know it's an energetically busy day. Now, as Jupiter enters into the energy of Aries, it's going to create an expansion and a set of experiences, but also bring a benefit to your 11th house zone. For some of you, you may find that you just like whoosh, you whip out there, right? And this can be quite the experience, right? Jupiter wants wisdom, but we only get wisdom by having the experience of being out there, taking on these characteristics. So great courage could come into your back pocket and you're ready to step out on social media. You're ready to join an organization. You're ready to have more friends. You're ready to any of these 11th house kinds of things, be seen. But remember, this is also just a preview. So from May all the way until October, we'll experience Jupiter in this delicious Aries energy, and then we're actually going to see Jupiter move back into the energy of Pisces, and then towards the end of the year we'll do the full Jupiter and Aries tour. So enjoy your preview, take lots of notes. What happens when Jupiter moves into Aries for you? What are you seeing happen in your chart, okay? On the 16th, we've got the full moon lunar eclipse in the energy of Scorpio at 25 degrees, okay? So note that on your chart. Now, the full moon still says that something has to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. But because this is an eclipse, we're going to see a softening and an ending and an acknowledgement, lots of light on what we need to surrender in terms of a power struggle over this next 6 months. In the energy of Scorpio, what do you feel like you are fighting with? What are you fighting with? Are you manipulating other people? Are you manipulating yourself into doing things in your life that are out of alignment? And as we had the solar eclipse in the energy of Taurus, which gave us the courage, gave us new energy, new intention, right? New seeds to begin something in our material world and something that has long lasting effect for us. The Scorpio eclipse is here to help us surrender the power struggle that is blocking the blessing of allowing that thing to actually come into fruition. I also think that because this particular eclipse is in nice connection with Mars, Neptune, Pluto, it does square Saturn, but you can't win them all. I do think that this is really about, in your own ideals and actions, what has to be surrendered for success, right? And where in that square, when we get Saturn square the moon, it's like really this opportunity to grow up and get honest about the alignments that we're working with. So if you are in that relationship and it is just a daily power struggle, you've got to find a way to have surrender and bring it to transformation. And maybe that means you need to learn, go to counseling, heal, stop blaming for whatever, right? But if this is also in the alignment of your passion, what you are passionate about, what you feel like you should be doing, and you're not taking any steps towards it, I think that this helps soften that power struggle. So let me know how this manifests for you, and it will only be the beginning. We have 6 months to travel with that energy, okay? On the 20th, the sun moves into Gemini, so happy birthday, Gemini. This is your return. Your fresh start starts here. 1 year of Gemini. What will you do with it? But the sun brings light, heat, life, and motivation. So you may be motivated. You may be curious. You may feel a little freedom, having had some energies released or things that you've acknowledged, and you see the direction you'd like to travel and move in. Take advantage of that. Love on that. Allow that to be a part of your reality, okay? On the 22nd, ruling planet Mercury, now in retrograde, is going to back up into that energy of Taurus, and we'll see it move all the way back to 26 degrees. So think about what you started working on in April, right? As Mercury was traveling, doing some travel through Taurus, and it's only recently, come into the energy of Gemini, and now it's doing the retrograde. What were you working on in these last degrees of Taurus energy? Because now you'll be going through to clean that up, revise it, and refresh it. And the nice part about looking back there is you know specifically where to look. Look between 29 and 26 degrees of Taurus on your chart, and what were you working on, okay? On the 24th, Mars coming home deliciously comfortable into the energy of Aries. Now you've got all of this energy that is lit up in that 11th house, moving, grooving, and Mars is at home. So it's ready to be spontaneous. It's ready to be courageous. It's ready to go out and to do things. Now you do want to be mindful that your impatience doesn't overrun the desire to be assertive or to be confident in what you're doing and move into being cocky or into just being flat out aggressive, which gets you nothing. But enjoy Mars. Enjoy single focus. Work on one thing. Mars goes forward. It wants to do one thing at a time. It's not all over the place. So enjoy this energy, okay? And then when we get to the 28th, we see Venus move into the energy of Aries. In Taurus, very, very comfortable. When Venus comes home, it's like, it's luscious. It's just luscious. And this will, of course, light up your 12th house space. So truly reinvigorate yourself, restorative practices. What do you need to do? Do you have a pleasure and a sensuality practice in your life, Gemini, right now that is bringing you back to the connection of mind, body, and spirit? Are you ready to sing? Do you want to sing? You want to write poetry? You want to eat delicious things that make you feel good and connected to who you are right now? What are you doing in this 12th house space that is exploring and expressing an appetite for pleasure that you very much so have, just like the rest of us? As we close out the month, we've got on the 30th, the new moon, which is, I think, your birthday present. You've got a new moon in the energy of Gemini, and this is just lovely. At 9 degrees of Gemini, we're going to plant our seeds of intention to begin. Give something a fresh start, a fresh burst of life or energy, right? When the sun and the moon are together, anything is absolutely possible. So what are you curious about? What networking would you like to take on? Where would you like to see yourself expand over this next 4 weeks? Where do you have communications, teachings, deals, right? Are you one of my real estate Geminis? Are you one of my teaching Geminis and you would like to see yourself moving out in a different way? Well, plant your seeds of intention. What do you want to do with that? And who are the network you're willing to let come with you to get it done? All right, my beautiful Geminis, I hope you have a gorgeous birthday, absolutely gorgeous May in general. I look forward to seeing you in the YouTube Academy, online, and all of the other places that we get to connect. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I love you, and I'll see you next month. Bye, Gemini.